Hey, this is Pat, and today we're checking out the all-new Sand 5 gloves from REV'IT. Now, the Sand line from REV'IT is probably their most popular lineup of gloves that we've seen for the ADV market. We see people use them for touring. I know Zach and Ari use them for more commuting and in daily rider episodes. So it's really a very versatile set of gloves for summer riding. As you can see, the one I'm talking about here is the mesh version. It's available in both men's and women's out there, as well as a couple different colorways. Comes in sizes ranging from extra small to 4 extra large, and for the women it's extra small to extra large. And I'll say 4 colorways, but colors change almost every season with REV'IT depending on what is doing well. But with the Sand 5s, what I really like is they're going back to what we saw with the Sand 3s, which were one of the most popular gloves in the entire market. The Sand 4s kind of got away from that. I think they're going back to a more comfortable TPR knuckle, as well as way more mesh with the Sand 5s in there. So if you are taking a peek at it, these are coming in at $120. The price does not change. That's both for the men's and women's. The price does not change from the Sand 4s, so I like to see that. A lot of updates, a lot of innovation without changing the price point is always a solid thing. And I will say they fit true to size. I'm a 8.75 when I measure the circumference of my hand. I fit in a large in almost every glove on the market, and here I am wearing a large, and it is fitting me spot on. I will say the leather will break in a little bit, so if you get a pair of gloves out of the box, you want them to be a little bit on the tighter side, because that leather will start to relax and break in, especially if you are riding ADV like you're supposed to be, aggressively and off-road. That's going to really start to sweat. It's going to move the leather fibers around. It's really going to break in, but the stretch and textile on the back won't break in, so you get that comfort of knowing the back of hand won't. You get a little bit more space in the main palm area of the gloves. But let's start talking about some of the things I really do like. It is what I'd call mid-cuff to gauntlet. I think they're getting a little bit longer in the cuff when it comes to their generations. I personally don't like that when it comes to adventure gloves. I ride a lot of MX, I ride a lot of dirt, so I tend to prefer my ADV gloves to be very similar, which is short cuff. But you do get a lot of coverage, especially at the outer side. If you go down, you have a little bit of leather to protect the ulna on the outside, and you get the REV'IT logo, as well as a little bit of foam underneath there. Big old pull handle at the cuff. That's going to be a huge for if your hands are sweaty, you take your gloves off. Maybe if you're digging somebody out of like a Pine Barrens mud bog, like I have to do with Spurgeon all the time, you can take your gloves off. Easier to get them back on with a big pull, even on hotter, sweatier days. One Velcro cuff closure with elastic underneath of it. I like that because it's not going to bunch up too much. You don't really feel the elastic in there, and you do have a little bit of elastic sewn into the cuff to keep it nice and tight around your hand. At the back of the hand, big old patch of 3D mesh at the back that's gonna help flow a lot of air in, even if you have these tucked underneath of the cuff of a jacket. Once air hits there, it's gonna be able to go to your skin and up the jacket and cool you off. And I mentioned that leather pop before as well.